desire to do what is good is greater than the pool of what may be offered. And therefore, I just encourage you to tell us how we can manage your sub-county better, how you can manage the activities that we carry on in your sub-county better, give us feedback about our performance, but more so about the things we have put in the development plan, because those are the things that we are going to do. In our government, led by Honorable Sakaja, His Excellency Sakaja, we don't intend to do things that are not in our budget. We don't intend to do things that are not in our plan, unless, of course, they are disaster or anything like that. And even that, we put a little money aside to help when we have challenges. So we want to have a government that is responsible to the people, that is responsible to the citizens, that listens to the citizens, that does what the citizens desire. Of course, if you ask us to bring the money that we allocate to this place and we share it out to all of you, we shall not do that. So don't tell us anything. There's a limitation to what we can do. Sindio? So that we drive forward our development, we drive forward our activities, and we ensure that all the leadership that we have, for the honorable MCAs, to the ward admin, to the provincial administration, anybody who has responsibility and need to look after what happens in the sub-county is actually heard and driven. But on the other hand, I also challenge you to challenge your people, because it's not everybody who's here. You represent people. Can we also be responsible? Can we also be responsible, right? Let us not dump just anywhere. Let us not misuse the facilities we get. Let us care for public utilities as if they belong to us, because in real sense, they belong to us. It is your taxes, it is your fees, it is your charges, it is your money that goes to creating the public facilities and utilities that we develop. So it is obvious, it then goes without saying, that you need to look after them because they're yours. The perception that government property does not have an owner is actually wrong, because there's nothing that is bought by government without money, and money doesn't come from trees, it comes from you. So we want to have organized neighborhoods. And you know, in our government, we have talked about creating boroughs. We want to create boroughs because in those boroughs, we want to have administration and consultation on a continuous basis. In those boroughs, we shall have representation from the resident associations. We shall have representation from the business leaders, and we shall have representation from government as well. That consultation will help in the driving forward the activities that we want to carry out in those areas. We'll therefore have very clear and elaborate presentations about what we do in each of these neighborhoods. And I will be responsible for that. And you know my background. I'm sure you read in the papers. I am not a politician. I am not a politician. I come from the corporate world. And I'm not saying politicians are bad. Politicians are good people. They are the ones who share resources for us, including me. But we need to drive our activities in a business-like manner. We need to do our things in a business-like manner. I know a lot of our people who would like that our county and our country is led in a business-like manner, where things work, where things function, where promises are kept, where we don't make commitments that don't make sense, and where we value each other. A lot of things happen, including, for example, the very topical subject of noise pollution. Now, noise pollution is people in business who probably exercise their business right without considering the rights of the other parties in their neighborhoods. And we have to look at that. We have to deal with that. From here, I'm going to a meeting with the team that handles that part of our county, right? Because they're also under me. And I'm going to ask them to know that when somebody wants to enjoy their sleep, nobody else has a right to interrupt them. Nobody else has a right to interrupt them. Just like nobody has a right, candid. I want you to be open, I want you to be honest, and I want you to be responsible as you give feedback. Let us also not make it a session to mourn, because mourning does not give you results. When you have had challenges, use those challenges to learn. And when you learn, you know how to avoid them in the future and how to develop solutions. Let us look for solutions. Let us stay positive in our feedback. Let us stay positive in our discourse. Let us stay positive in the things that we want to do to ensure that when we come out of this place, the things we'll say are important for Westlands sub-county are indeed going to be the top things that we want to address. They're going to be the things that we want to focus on. And because we know there's never a time resources equal the needs you have. I'm sure none of you here has enough money, including me, to do all the things you'd like to do. But you have to always prioritize. So let us prioritize wisely, prioritize on those things that are important to us, and I'm sure we shall have a sub-county that works well. And if all the 17 sub-counties come up with workable plans, then our county is going to be different. I leave it there. Wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let's clap again for our Deputy Governor.